Hey guys, welcome back to Illusion Connect. In today's video, we're going to be going through things to get yourself unstuck. I've been seeing a lot of comments asking me to make a video about all the things you can do if you're feeling stuck in progress to try and make your team that little bit powerful to keep pushing. I'm going to go through everything that I can think of that can possibly help you, so let's get into it. Just quickly before we get into it, we did about a week ago, probably a bit longer because I've been just busy. We did the video, which was a giveaway for 5,000 subscribers, the $100 giveaway. So we're going to do the draw right now. This was that video. We had 709 comments. Big shout out to FG. If you don't watch FG, go check him out. Absolute legend, covers every mobile game that ever comes out. Go check him out. There's a lot of people already there that know FG, so check it out. What we're going to do is we're going to copy this here. We're going to put it down here into randomcommentpicker.com. Filter duplicate users, get YouTube comments. This normally takes a bit, so I'm just going to cut and come back. Okay, 666. Hope you're not superstitious. Different comments. Let's go here and hit start. This will choose the winner. And CIR, dude, I can't pronounce your name, so big rips, but congrats to you, dude. You've won the giveaway. Everyone else, better luck next time. We're coming close up to 10,000, so we'll do another one at 10,000 subscribers. All good fun, but to the winner, just edit that winning comment with email or Discord user ID, and that way I can get into contact with you. If you can jump onto my Discord, which link is in the description of videos, and DM Gwyneth in my Discord. It's like my mod bot, so we can definitely see it, but I'll keep checking for that anyway. Like I said, everyone else, better luck next time. Okay, so we're gonna go through everything that I can think of to squeeze a little bit of power out of your team and then get unstuck. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about team formation and possible strategies that you can use. So basically, obviously you wanna be doing your daily quest. So everything involved in that, do that every day. Your trials, same thing, push your trials every day. Don't let them overcap on how many you have available to you. Just do that stuff daily. That doesn't need to go in depth. That's pretty much all there is. It's how you're gonna get your gear and all your good stuff. Now, beyond that, a good tip that I've had in another video as well is if your team, if you just pull a bunch of SSRs and you're like, okay, these guys are awesome, let's use them. A lot of the SSRs are very expensive on energy. And when you look at your total team energy over here, you've got mine is 124 of 139. Now the relevance of this 139 is that if I look here, when your team total energy is less than the max energy, all allied units get plus 10% damage. Damage rate and damage resistance. So basically, if you're using too many expensive partners in your team, your energy is going to be up, and sometimes people might go above their energy limit. Now, if this is the case, you want to swap some partners around to reduce that. It's going to give you 10% damage and mitigation. It's really strong. So just keep that in mind. We'll go more in depth into team building at the end, but it's just something to consider. Swapping one thing out that's high on energy cost can really make a difference in that. The next thing you can do to try and squeeze some power is the album. Now in the album, I've mentioned this many times, when I do gifts, I do only try and give the ones that have the red hearts to maximize it on the units that I'm using, but definitely gift all the units that you're using in the team because it can really benefit them. Also, once you get them to 4, you can start doing dates, which is going to get you extra intimacy, and as you gain that intimacy, you are going to get stat boost, which is going to be important. So like I said, I just go through all the main characters that I use. As you can see here, my Pan's at 3, my Riki is at 4. Down here, I've just started doing Jemmy, she's at 3. I've got what's her face, Diamond at 5. And just keep going and you can get the stats from there. The next thing, which I want to jump into quickly, this is back in the housing system, this is one that, once again, if you are over your energy cap, you might be able to fix it. The books, upgrading the books is going to give you increased energy. However, I've over increased my books because I don't really need that much energy yet until I unlock my 10th slot. But it's something to consider. If you can upgrade your books to get yourself extra max energy, you can do that and go ahead and get it. Now, the next thing I want to refer to is the deck chairs. The deck chairs are the thing I like to prioritize in upgrading because these are going to give you crystals, and I find crystals are the thing I have a shortage of the most, because you do need the crystals to upgrade all the other ones, but you also need your crystals to go ahead and upgrade, and this is an important one, but go ahead and upgrade your leader. And I feel like this is one that a lot of people may forget about, and that is you go to the halo here, and as you can see, you have abilities, and I just leveled up and unlocked these ones. As you can see, I unlocked these ones at 45. I've just unlocked these ones and I haven't upgraded them, so I'm going to get a huge upgrade. So if I go over here and I go back to my lineup and we check my power, 72,307. So if I go to my leader here and I grab these and I fast level up, link, fast level up again, and then I'll just do this one the same. I already forgot what my power was at. It was like 72,000, I think. What are we at? 30 with both. Let's fast level up that one. And I'm going to run out of those crystals. As you can see, run out already. So I'm in insufficient crystals already. So that is why you definitely want to upgrade those deck chairs first to increase that. But now we look at my lineup and I'm at 73.5. So a nice little increase from upgrading your leader. Plus, it's just nice to have increased leader stats, especially the tanky stats, to let him survive a bit longer. Now, back over here. The other thing to consider is the leader you are using. This is not my main team. This is normally my main team, and I do use this leader. The reason being, this guy has some really nice effects. And if you're wondering how you get these leaders, you actually get them from the hard mode of Dream, the collapse mode. I think the first guy you get from chapter 6, and then you get them from chapters. Just keep an eye out on the chapters. But when you go here, once you collect all the stars on this chapter, you're gonna get him, and then you can summon him and you can start using him. I really do like this one. The reason being is if we go back over here to my lineup and we check these buffs. Wrong one. Always selects the wrong team. Okay, so this one here. Activation requirement, deploy Marquis or Gigi. Now when it says deploy, you just have to have them in your deck, let's say. In your squad of 8, 9, 10, however many you've got at the time. Reduces the energy cost of the 4 initial cards by 1. That's really nice. And then this one, the average lineups and the average energy is less than 14. Activation effect, increases allied partners' damage against enemy leader by 30%. Once again, a really strong effect. Increasing the damage, as you can see, I'm just below that 14, meaning I'm getting extra damage against the leader, and my team is a leader rush team, which works very well with both of those effects. As you can see, I've got some that I'm not making use of. Attack and sorcerer partners, eventually I'd love to have that, but I just don't have the heroes required. But then you can look through the rest of these. Collect 80% partners whose energy is 14 or less, increases all allies partners attack by 15%. Deploy at least 5 SSR partners, increase allied partners HP by 15%. So definitely take a look at what passives you're getting and what you can do with your team to activate those passives. And like I said, once you clear 6 hard, especially, this one becomes really strong in my opinion, especially if you're going for a pan rush team, which is what I'm pretty much doing on mine. So very, very important. The last thing I wanted to mention back over here in the housing system, I cannot say the name of it, but while we're here, if we go to the idle section, make sure you're upgrading this. You're going to get extra intimacy from it, but you're also going to get extra boosts from these rooms. So make sure, if you haven't looked at this in a while, all you do is come here, go look at what you've deployed here. If anything down the bottom has an extra percent, deploy them. As you can see, everything's just got 1.5. The rooms are going to have their specific faction that gets the boosted, so that's why a 3-star rare is going to get better than a 3-star SSR and stuff like that. But just go through your rooms, make sure you're getting the max capacity as you can. For instance here, my Hersey, I only just summoned her recently. This is a room where she gets beneficial effects. As you can see, I can just drop one of these, put her in, and then there we go. We're going to get better effects. What are we getting? Crystal output plus 38%. Really important one. That's going to boost you, even though it's not an instant thing you can do. We got this one, which is deployed energy, which is nice upgrades. This one here, partner HP, leader HP. All these things are very important to get yourself some extra stats along the way. So let's go back here. Also, if you are a spender, you can use these resource cards to get different, you can use diamonds to get these extra resources, or you can use the cards that you have there. Just something else to consider if you are a spender. I don't do it too much because it seems a bit expensive. 63,000 ain't too bad for 50. At some stage I may use it, but I don't find myself desperate for it at this stage. The next thing I want to look at is gear. Now, gear is a very important one. So if we go here, and if I go to my equipment on this one, you can see I've got a 4-star SSR piece of equipment. I was lucky in that I had a dupe of that piece of equipment. If I go over here and I forge this one, as you can see, I can't because I don't have the duplicate. So that is where the hassle comes in. But if you don't have duplicates of your SSR equipment, and the sword is the main one, or the weapon of your main damage dealers is the one I look at. So I just set up one on my pan here to give a demonstration where if you don't have the SSRs with a dupe, pick the ones that you have with a dupe in the SR range. Now, this one here isn't too great. Every action in battle increases recovery rate by 5%. It's not a great one to have. If we go over here, attack reduction plus 1% in battle. And as you can see, attack plus 1% in battle. Unfortunately, I don't have any strong ones here. Attack plus 1%. There are some better SRs around. At the start of battle, attack increased by 2%. Effect lasts for 3 rounds. So this one's not bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and equip this one to her, and I'll demonstrate it here. So I'm going to fast enhance it. Then I'm going to go here and I'm going to forge. Then to get it to 2-star, I'm going to use some fodder pieces, confirm, and then advance. And then we're going to enhance again. And then we're going to go ahead and do this, confirm, and then we're going to get these. We'll just raid 5 that. Sweet, thank you very much. And we'll advance that. That will get it to 3-star, enhance again. And then we can go ahead and do this again, which screw it, we'll just do fast add. Let's make sure it didn't add anything I didn't want it to. Didn't even get into the blues, that's cool. And then we'll confirm that. And then we can upgrade. There we go, we've got ourselves a 4-star piece of equipment. Now if we had another one, unfortunately with the other SRs, I do have the extra copy and we would be able to advance it further. And as you can see here, I haven't actually got to the stage where I can get these anyway. But that's why if you have a dupe, the SRs are not bad to go for. Me personally, I'd really only focus on the weapon of your main damage dealer, especially if you're in a pan rush. If you're in an AoE sorcerer cleave team, then you know your main damage dealer there I would focus on, just because you don't want to be going and upgrading all of the equipment of all of your characters when you consider the fact that you're going to have to use the gear as fodder. And you don't have a hell of a lot before you start running out. As you can see, I'm really starting to run out of gear already, and there's no way I would be able to do it. So I'd only really focus on one piece of gear, but if you can really buff your main attacker, that will have a big impact on the rest of your play. But like I said, the rest I like to focus on is just the SSRs, like get them up to 2-star, because they are more important to use the resources on, in my personal opinion. People can argue differently. As you can see, I did do some SRs just to really buff my main attacker. I did this one on her because she wanted a bit of HP and defense, because I do put her in the front and I wanted to last a bit. This one had the attack, which was really nice, and then the boots just because they were SSRs. I upgraded them, and obviously my weapon. But definitely those SRs, like a 4-star SR is going to be much better than a 2-star SSR weapon especially. So get that extra attack where you can. Now finally, for team lineup, especially if you're free to play, I'm going to do more videos about team lineups, but the easiest free to play progression team that I've found is the Pan Rush, because Pan is so strong at destroying bosses as long as she gets a clear line to them. I think it's a really good strategy. The other thing is, when you start trying to break through from level 60 to level 80, the items you need to upgrade, you get the attacker ones first. So it's easy to upgrade your attackers because you get to level them up first, and that is the big key behind that. Attackers really benefit from that, whereas a pure sorcerer team, you've got to get through about an extra 3 or 4 stages of hard mode before you can start getting their upgrades. I actually think they're even further, because I think it goes something like attacker, then summon, then tank. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, the sorcerers and stuff are a lot further down the track, whereas the attackers get it straight away and you can get that instant gratification. And like I said, once you pass chapter 6, you will get this guy, and this guy works really well with those teams due to the fact of his passives. One here, Marky or GG, both really good attackers. GG is an SR, really strong to bring to the team to get that effect. I like Marky more for her passive. My GG would be stronger than my Marky at the moment because she could get to 5-star. However, I'm just leaving it with my Marky at the moment to save resources. Also, we're obviously getting the damage against enemy leader increased by 30%, which is really strong. And then you can get the other bonuses here. So I definitely think if you haven't tried a pan rush team, just give it a try. Say it really strong in these as well to try and delete the enemies in front, but then also have a bit of balance in it. Have your healer, your tank, and your AoE damage dealers. As you can see, I've got Miyuki, I've got Rikia, and I've got Ri, all there to deal AoE damage, basically just to clear the ads that spawn in front of the boss, so that I can get Pan a clear path to the boss. Against enemy teams where there's no ads starting in front, you pretty much instant win with this team because Pan can nuke. Besides that, you do have to use some balance and get your AoEs happening and stuff like that. Sometimes stall a bit with a tank, wear them down and all that stuff. But basically a team with Pan focused, with her power leveled with your best gear, can really help you break through some walls and progress a bit further. Now, obviously, if you've got really lucky with your SSR pulls and pulled some really nice SSR, for instance, with me, I have my my Jemmy here, who is up at 5-star. She is really strong now. My Pan still hits harder, but Jemmy's just really strong. And if you have something like that, for instance, you got a really strong Marky, or even if you've just got a really strong Yuffie or Phoebe or any AoEs, anything, if you've got a really strong upgraded SSR, then you can always use them. But Pan, for free-to-play players who are struggling with the pulls, not too hard to get to 5-star, can really help you out. And also starring these things up does really help out their damage, so if you can, make sure you do that. The final thing that I want to touch on is summons. Now, I know a lot of people save summons in this game. You might be saving for the Kasumi banner or something like that, but just keep in mind, if you are saving summons heavily, you may struggle a little bit to progress, purely by the fact that you will not be getting those extra fodder heroes, you'll not be getting the upgrades that you need to actually power up your team. So stars are very important, and if you're struggling to get some of the key SRs, like Pan and Rikia, if you're struggling to get them upgraded to the point where they're 4 or 5-star, then I definitely think it's worth summoning if you want to progress. If you're happy being stuck a little bit, then don't worry about it, but summons is definitely something that you can over save in this game in the early stages, in my opinion, because you really do need them to start pushing. And then don't forget these ones along here as you go. You get the resources, you start doing some of these summons for these ones, and you get some goodies along the way, and they will help you out. But I just wanted to demonstrate one more time, I've done it in other videos, but the basic idea of the Pan carry. So here we are, let's jump into it. As you can see, I've outpowered it. I upgraded my team just before. I need to push, I need to put more time in, but let's see if we can do it. I needed to change the team again. So here is a perfect example of an enemy team that we don't really like because it has too many enemies in front of the boss. But we can go ahead, use our balanced team, use the AoE to clear that out. And then after that, we can just drop the Pan and go for the one-shot. Now, obviously, I'm overpowered. I can probably auto through some of this combat, but that is the general gist of the Pan. Bring a balanced team. If there's enemies in front, drop them, and then put the Pan down. If there's not, just go straight for Pan, and it's a bit of GG action going on there. This one is the Shanty. She's going to be invincible for the start, so we're just going to play through this one a little bit slower, so we can just drop you. Once again, I forgot to put my other leader in. Very frustrating. For some reason, it doesn't carry over devices. It doesn't carry over devices on which one it does. Because my other leader is always default on my phone, which kind of sucks. But now we've cleared out those enemies. Now we can drop the Pan and get the instant kill, and GG. And that is the basic gist. If you haven't tried it, definitely try it for free to play. It's definitely a really good free to play strategy for early, but eventually it will drop off a little bit just because you are limited on stars once you start upgrading all the SSRs. The other thing that I have just perfectly demonstrated is I've been pushing a lot on the hard mode, and I'd completely forgotten about normal mode because I was just trying to push hard so far. Don't get stuck into one mode of gameplay, jump between them and keep progressing. As you can see, I've got an easy chapter to clear here that I should have done, but because I was so focused on hard mode trying to get those upgrade materials to get the rest of my classes to 100, I just sort of forgot about this for 2 days and haven't even ventured into normal mode, but keep bouncing between because it can help you progress. But anyway guys, that is it. Hopefully there's something in there to help you push if you're feeling a little bit stuck. But thanks for watching, hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.